Okay, so I have a question for you for like a Masters player. Okay, so the thing is, a lot of I guess some coaches have been trying to coach me on how to play as a Masters Diamond player, Challenger player, but at the same time, you can't. I feel like you really can't play that way in this elo, simply for the fact that you don't have a team.
I mean, you have to
So
adapt to what you're playing with and against. You can't just assume. This is like a very big misconception a lot of people have. So I'm glad you brought this up. You have to think about the game as something you have to adapt to. If you get advice to always play like the same way in every game, that's just going to be wrong. You know?
hmm
The idea is that you have to adapt to the situation you're in. You have to say, like, okay, well, maybe if this guy was better, he wouldn't die 5 times in a row, but, you know, he's not, so he will, right?
yeah,
You have to say, like, okay, well, maybe their top laner would normally realize that I'm going to be ganking him over and over if he overextends, if he was higher elo, but he's not good enough to know that. He's not good enough to use his vision, so, you know, I can do that, right?
hmm
In higher elo, farm gets more and more valuable. This is because people don't die as much to roams, right?
yeah.
The
Like
lower elo you
I
are, though, the more valuable a roam is, because people emotionally tilt. I mean, they do that at all elos, but people also have huge, huge problems with struggling to farm, even uncontested.
yeah.
So, in this elo, like, it would not surprise me if someone has 5 or 6 CS a minute, even if they have zero pressure on them the whole game. So, you can't tell me it's better to sit in lane and farm, even if a matchup normally would make you want to, than roaming pretty much the whole game, because roaming will give you kills and similar farm than you would have gotten anyway.
Yeah, so like how much farm is equal to a kill? How much
17 minions.
17 minions. So 17 CS is equal to 300 gold. Average.
Yes, roughly.
Okay.
On average, it's 17, 18. Remember, the casters, melees, and tanks are all worth different amounts of gold. The casters are worth by far the least.
Is Cassidin considered a melee or a caster?
No, the caster minions, not the champion.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? You
Yeah,
just blew
so
my mind.
these minions are worth 14 gold. These minions are worth, like, I think it's 18 gold at the start of the game, right?
Yeah.
And the tank minion is worth, like, 60 gold at the start of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, as long as you're not missing those tank minions, you're really fine.
Right. All right, just to give you a heads up. So my plan was this: I wanted to reach level 2. Obviously, I wanted to push level 2 while poking. Also,
Okay.
the reason I'm pushing is because I know for a fact I'm stronger. I can 2v1. If I can at least take one with me and have the wave in a good position,
Mhm.
then I can basically just out damage just cast him. And I canceled an auto. But yeah, that was my plan going into this lane because junglers don't gank in this elo. They
Yeah.
rarely ever gank in this elo. And even if they do, they always gank the wrong lanes. And he W's me here, so I back up. But yeah, that's why I constantly, they told me not to, but that's why I constantly push the wave because it works in this elo. I know for a fact I know how to freeze a lane. I know how to pull minions. I know how to do all of that. I can do all that at a decent level. But at the same time, why do that when I can bait and get myself kills and pressure the enemy laner and pressure mid
So,
2v1?
there's a bit of a thing there where sometimes freezing is the best way of setting up a kill. But sometimes it is better. Like right now, right? You're receiving the wave, right?
Yeah,
It's coming into
pushing
you.
me.
This is technically frozen right now. Well, instead of shoving this, it's better to just wait on your 3, right? Let this wave come in a bit to you. To let it come to you, make Caston walk up, and he'll make a mistake and he'll die for free. You know?
Yeah.
Think about the vision here. You guys don't have vision right now. Right now, you have none of your wards up. You don't have a pink ward. You can use the vision plant. That's fine. But you should know their red isn't up yet. You know the timer of their red is another minute from now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no point to the plant you just used. You know, you just told them you're here and you wasted the plant. You have roughly even farm, but you're up to 3 kills. I mean, you have a 400 gold lead. It's not that much. Strangely enough, from the way the shutdown system works, because you have kills instead of farm. Do you see where I'm trying to go with this?
Explain. What do you mean?
Okay. Think about this. You have a 300 gold bounty right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cassidin is only 250 gold behind you. If you die and Cassidin gets the kill right now, you would get 300 plus 300 gold. 600, right?
600 gold. Yeah. Oh yeah. You mean like the
He would be
stacking
ahead of you by 400 gold if he kills you once. Even though, like, that is the bounty you currently have because you have 3 kills. The current bounty system has a weird, problem for people that roam, in that you cannot afford to give shutdowns, like, pretty much ever. If you do... I think you missed that tank, but that's not really relevant. If you do, the gold can very quickly go against you. Because you're heading gold, your team is, but you guys aren't heading gold enough, in my opinion anyway, to justify the way the bounties work. Like, this is not worth it remotely, just to tell you. This is
Yeah, I
really
knew that
stupid.
wasn't worth it after I did it. I was like, that is not worth it. I just gave a shutdown to Jinx. No,
You
no,
just
no, no.
gave a
Swain,
shutdown.
Swain.
Yeah, it's literally what I'm trying to say, though, about the shutdowns. Oh, and then Jinx actually killed Raka for no reason, too. Awesome.
But yeah,
So,
I see what you're
then
saying
the thing
about
is,
shutdown.
like, look, Kassadin is free farming because you're never in lane, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay if you play cleanly with your rotations, but if you're giving gold while you're killing people, right? You hand 600 gold to bot lane with that rotation, instead of maybe using that ult to kill Kassadin, right?
Right.
Where, like, roaming is great, but there's a time and place for it. And roaming does not mean trade a kill for a kill. It's get a kill without dying. If you die and you give 1 for 1, that is never worth it. Probably you want to be getting a pink word, by the way. Try to put pinks here if you're roaming bot so much, okay?
My pink is still in that bush right there.
Yeah, this bush is... Okay. This is something I want to talk to you about quick. Vision. Yeah. Think about why you have vision. What does a pink here do if you're the one shoving and you're rotating bot lane, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it really does anything because that's defensive.
When are they here?
Offensive.
This word gives you vision on jungle before they can match the rotation, right? Gives you vision on the mid lane or rotating down. Let's say Kassadin comes to follow your rotation at some point, right? I'm not saying he will, but let's say he did.
Yeah.
Is he going to go through river and follow you, or is he going to come through this?
He's going to come through the jungle.
So what does this word do if you're roaming bot all game?
Nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. So, it's not that this word is inherently a bad word, just to tell you, like... I think that a pink word here might be okay, but I don't think it's really what you want to do, because that would be assuming your top laner wasn't just, like, inting 1v1, you know?
So I guess a good way to think about it is offensive vision and defensive vision.
Pink words are your main offensive vision as a mid laner. Green words are your defensive vision. But green words shouldn't be put behind a pink. They should be put in front of a pink. What I mean by that is if you have a pink here, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe you have the green here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a pink here, maybe you put the green word here. Maybe you put the green word in lane to see their rotation, to know what they're doing. I very commonly do this. Put a word like right here in the lane. And that way I know if they rotate. I've
actually done that. It has actually helped me counter roam people when they do that.
It helps you counter roam, and it helps you actually... It tells you, hey, this guy's following my roam. Let me just jump on him when he follows me instead. This is something like a lot of people miss when they're roaming. Roaming isn't just about the gank to the side lane. It's about making your opponent only have bad choices. They see you roam, they see you in fog. What does their bot lane do? They back off. What does their mid lane do? They ping back.
They want to go down.
But they want to follow, but they also want to farm. So they think like, okay, can I push this and then come down? Should I just come down immediately? Should I leave this wave in a bad spot and follow, right?
Right.
Should I just ditch my wave and come? And if instead of going all the way and clearing this ward, like let's say you roam and then you just sit in this bush with a pink, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you see the mid not following, maybe you go all the way, maybe you just come back to mid and push again, but each time you do this action, right, let's say you do it 3 times in a row without actually showing, maybe their bot lane starts walking up because they think you're just faking, and then you actually go.
Ah, you're playing the mental game.
Everything about roaming is a mental game, though.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And vision is part of that game. And that's why, like, having that vision where you have it right now, it's like, it's good, but it's not the best, you know?
Right.
So, like, here, you just get this kill, you can just hop out, that's fine. And again, it's perfectly fine. Kassadin tried to follow you? Great, right? And I think...
I think we no. They don't get into that.
They don't reach this. And Mordekaiser burns
that was,
TP,
I
and
was
this
like,
helps
this is
Riven
so
get
good.
caught up a lot too. She
I was like,
gets.
this is so good. He wasted his TP. He got nothing for it. And
Yeah,
he missed
this
the whole
is
wave.
really, really big for you. Again, you and Aphelios have their shutdowns. Remember, shutdowns are important. You have to play around them. When you're playing a farming style, you don't tend to get these shutdowns. When you play a roaming style, you very commonly get shutdowns because for some reason the game prioritizes kill gold over CS gold, even though the gold has the same value, you know?
Yeah.
And this is just something I have against the way Riot has the current system. So at this point, those melee minions are up to 21 gold. Again, the gold of minions increases throughout the game. I don't know if you knew that too. But at this point, the tank minion is worth 84 gold. The melee minion's worth 21 gold each, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, as the game goes on, the lane minions are actually worth more gold, and split pushing is better in late game than it is in early game, because, again, the way minions work is kind of strange. Kind of involved. The tank minions end up being worth 90 gold by the end of the game. But casters are worth so little, being only 14 each.
So the melee ones are the ones that you want to...
The melees and the tank minions are the ones that really matter. No, this is really good. You wait on the Warwick to troll, because he wastes his CC.
And Mordekaiser wasn't even there, so I'm like, this is a free fight.
Yeah. That's typically how you want to play an assassin. Katarina, Talon, Zed, it's all the same. You wait on the frontline CC and then you go in.
So this is where I struggle the most, in my opinion, is mid to late game. Like, I run around and I basically just do whatever's on my mind, wherever I think I should be doing. Like, I don't have a set thing on what I know I should be doing.
I mean, this was good. You got the tower, you got 2 waves denied. Flanking mid, this is good. This is played a bit wrong, but it's okay. You used the ult a tiny bit too soon. Here's what I'm looking at here. Oh, you double tap E, so it locks on you. Your ult, right? I believe that instead of ulting when you did, you should have ulted a tiny bit later so you can maybe get some of the AoE damage.
Onto Swain and...
Yeah. And I think that you didn't... Well, where you ulted, you had to, but if you waited a tiny bit, I think maybe you could have done the melee Q on Jinx instead of the range. It didn't matter because she was low enough, but it might matter in a different situation. That being said, like, it was really good flanking them. You recognized that they were overextended in mid. You came down, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
now you get the side lane pushed
right?
again while Cassidy is wasting his time in mid. You can push this out, you can push this out. Take Krug, that's really good. Always take away jungle camps when you have the timing.
Should I have been greedy and went back to that bot wave, or just let it push back into it?
No, that's a good back. Because if the wave is in this position, right? Okay, let's see. You should be jumping on Cassidy. You should be jumping on Cassidy here. Okay. Took a bit long to make the decision, but it's okay. So take. Okay. You have a ward up? You needed to ward that. Okay. Here's something. You have a word up right here. You need to pull this down. The word is up now. Okay, it wasn't up yet. Pull this into the bush though when you're doing it. Yeah, Jinx actually got it. Last auto. Oh, I didn't know if you knew that. Blast Plant Swain can just pull you on.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's why at first I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, don't use a Blast Plant to try to run from a Swain. It doesn't work.
Oh my god, I was so confused.
Yeah, it just does not work. You have to eat a wall or something.
Yep, I'm looking at Jinx. I'm looking at Jinx. I'm like, if we get a pick, this is a free drag. Jinx is out of position.
Mm-hmm.
I think she flashes here. But I don't think I ever
Okay,
do.
you did
I do.
Even if you kill her here, this combo is just wrong. Like the skill order.
So there's a specific combo for Talon?
Yeah, so I'll show you after the game, but you want to do R into Q Well, R into W into Q into a move
They
command
pretty
while you're
close.
in the Q animation. And then you run up to them and then you auto them.
Alright, don't do that right now.
When you're doing this
Oh.
sort of assassination. There's different assassination types, like there's the pure burst, or there's the one where you want to chase someone down. But I'll show you how to do that exactly later. Also, I think your Tiamat was not used when you first jumped on her.
Oh, that probably would have killed her, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like, it's not that you don't have the burst damage to kill her here, it's just... Yeah, the Tiamat, you don't use it until all the way here. I mean, definitely you would have killed her, just... Maybe you kill her anyway, but it's a long time that you spend chasing, right? That
And I
you're
die
not
for it,
spending
too.
on the rest of their team.
And I die for it. Which is
And yeah, if you end up dying for it, you have 1,000 gold you're giving them. You see that?
Yeah.
So now you just
I
gave
just gave it to
1,000 gold
Cassidy.
to a Cassidon.
That's a yikes.
And keep in mind, this Jinx that you killed, he was worth 300 gold. They take the dragon, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I know it seems unfair to say this is your fault because your team is, like, doing pretty badly too, you know? While you're
Yeah.
carrying them. But honestly, when you're trying to be a carry, when you're trying to 1v5 games, if you die and you have 1,000 gold shutdown, you give 1,000 gold to a hyper carry. I mean, that is your fault, you know?
So in long terms perspective, that's my fault.
Don't use the ult at all. Save the ult. Come back into the fight.
Yeah.
Jinx will be like a third health before the fight, and you'll have the ult to jump on the Cassidon. Is it the Jinx carrying the fight, or is it the Cassidon and the Mordekaiser that's the problem?
Cassidy and Mortar.
And can you kill the Mordekaiser?
I'm pretty sure I could. If I have Ignite, I think I can.
If you have Ignite, you might be able to, but can you kill the Cassidon who has 0 armor and 0 health?
Yeah, I could fuck him up.
So, like, if you can one-shot this guy for your team, doesn't that help more than killing the 2 and 5 Jinx?
Definitely. So target prioritization.
Exactly. So it's like, yes, we can talk about the best way to do the action you took, but we can also say this was a suboptimal action, you know?
Yeah, when I could have just bursted down and Talon took him out of the fight, my team would have been alive. That fight could have, and we could have got the drag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I
Wasn't
wasn't
it?
even thinking about that at the time.
Oh, there we go. It wasn't locking on you because you're still...
So here I'm thinking, okay, I'm back on the map. So I actually thought I could kill him.
Yeah, so... This is something else that I would say. Okay, this was played really wrong. You could have killed him. Okay, let's rewatch this. This is a mechanical misplay from you. So here's what I want to show you when you ult, right? You ult? Why do you instantly break your own stealth instead of kiting him?
And letting his shield run down.
Exactly, because you do... Look how much his shield is, if you watch this fight.
Oh.
So you take this fight, right?
Yeah.
Let me turn this off. And currently Mordekaiser's shield, I mean, it's 35%. This is a shield for around 500 health, right?
Right.
And of this 500 health, he has 400 health remaining, right? And he's healing from his Conqueror from you standing in this circle. So when you ult, if you go out of the circle so he stops healing, you wait out the cooldown of this, you wait on your cooldowns, the 2 seconds on your Q, and then you jump back in, do you think you're going to kill him?
Yep.
Yeah, that Q's gonna kill it.
Because look, as it is, look how low you get him. You break his shield, which is 500 damage. He would have died just from that 500 damage. And you don't even get your Q back up before you die. Or your W. If you wait out the timer from your Q and W, you use your ult to kite instead of just autoing and breaking the stealth immediately. Would you have killed him? Yes. You know?
Yeah.
So think about not just what your champion is. Don't just think, oh, well, I'm really fed. Think about what they can do too. To Shyvana's credit, she still hasn't given them a shutdown. So, like, she has less gold than you, but because she hasn't died yet, she's actually worth a much higher bounty. And because she has this large bounty, if she messes up and dies, that's 900 gold she hands over, and maybe as I talk about this, she dies randomly, or maybe she just kills them, I don't know.
No, she actually
I think she
almost
just kills them.
P5s here. No, I
Oh, she
think
dies to Kassadin. So
yeah, she dies to
she
Kassadin.
also gives a shutdown to Kassadin. Okay, I can start to see why this game was so much trouble by the end. Because at this point, Kassadin has 11k gold. He's up 1,000 on you now, right?
Definitely.
And this is just the nature of shutdowns. When you're trying to 1v5 a game, if you get shutdown gold is worth more than regular gold, you know?
Yeah.
So then, they're actually doing Baron as you walk bot here.
Actually, I didn't really realize that until I think they start going over, and then that's why. Then I push this wave, and then I Ghost Blade over.
Now, I don't think they're
this.
actually able to get this. Like, I think Warwick wasn't there.
I'm pinging them right now. I'm like, go, 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 go. I can bait. I can kill these people. Me and Riven's coming up. Aphelios kills Kassadin. This is a free fight.
Oh, this was very... Okay.
I'm trying to figure out why she didn't die, but...
Okay, let me show you. This was
My
very,
apparently terrible.
this E was very interesting. Look. So you have vision on her, right? And I don't know why you E this wall, instead of just jumping on her. Right?
Yeah, because nobody could have saved her right there.
And then you wait for these guys to get a bit closer, and then you jump on her, but instead of doing the melee Q for the crit, you do the ranged Q for the gap close, right?
Oh, wait,
but you're in
I'm
stealth.
retarded. Wait. So if you're in melee range...
If you're in melee range, Talon's Q crits. If you're in range, it does a gap close. So, if you read the ability, right, Talon does not leap, but instead critically strikes, doing 150% damage.
Dude, how many fights have I played with Talon where I felt like I should have done more damage?
Yeah, so...
Oh my god.
Talon is a champion that you have a few tools. Your Q heals you when you last hit a minion with it, right? Your Q crits in melee range, and it's a gap close when it's at high range. So, you will miss kills if you don't use that, you know? Then the other thing is, in this instance, I don't even think this combo is how you should have approached it. I think you should have done... Again, I'll show you after the game in practice duel, but the combo is Q into ultimate, W into Q into ultimate while you're midair from Q. Right-click on the ground so that it doesn't immediately auto off your Q, and then wait, and then do another auto to break your stealth so that you can reposition after getting a burst combo. But... that's something I'll show you after. It's a combo that, like, Talon mains might do, but most people that just pick Talon won't know how to do, you know?
Oh my god, dude. Wait, I thought I knew everything there was to know about Talon. What the fuck? I'm out here fucking missing. Dude, you know how many... I'm thinking back of how many kills I should have had and how many games I should have won based off of those kills I should have had. My brain... my brain.
I mean, something you'll realize over time is...
oh, there it is. Look, there's the crit.
Yeah, there's the crit right there. Is like, over time, you realize that in the game, there's so many things to learn. There's so many mechanics different champions have. That it's very hard to know everything about everyone, you know? Yes. Like, the sheer number of Caitlyn mechanics there are, Riven mechanics. Like, Talon is one of the simpler champions, actually. But there's still a couple things. Like, there's a way of using... well, I'll show you in practice duel after a couple mechanics with him, but... suffice to say, like, even Talon, like a simpler champion, still has mechanics. You know?
And there's, like, slick shit you can do and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And there used to be more stuff on some champions in the game than there is now. Like, honestly, they removed a couple things. Like, here... I think this was... honestly, I think you were wrong to take the Scuttle Crab instead of walking up when your team started Baron. But...
I wasn't paying attention. I really, honestly, truthfully wasn't.
Yeah. And then this is giving another shutdown when you chase. I mean, this is the same thing that I was telling you earlier about shutdowns, right? You do the E into ult, which is good. I like to see this. This is another one of the mechanics some people don't know about, that you can ultimate while you're in the wall.
Oh, yeah, I use that a lot, actually. It scares the fuck out of people.
Yeah, because they don't know where you're going to show up. And actually, if you ultimate You do it slightly wrong, to be honest with you. What I mean by that is... Okay. This up, right? Let me slow this down. When you ult, you don't want to ult where you do. So, what I mean by that is right here. Is pause, right? When you ult. You ult, right? Where in the wall are you? You're like here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually see that when I hover my cursor here, this is your actual position right now in the game. Right?
Yeah.
Instead of ulting when you're here, you should ult when you're here. Because they can't see you until you're all the way through the wall.
And I would have got that burst of movement speed a lot quicker, too.
You would have gotten the burst of move speed slightly longer. Your ult would have had a slightly longer duration, right? And I believe... Yeah, your ult wasn't quite in range of Jinx as well for the mark. Because, like, if you wait until here, you're still going to stealth coming through the wall, but you know what I mean. It's a small thing.
Right. But it could have got me a kill.
It could have maybe got you the kill because you get her really low, I believe, again. Yeah. And then you do get the crit here, but you don't do an auto Q, you just do a Q. No, you don't even get her low, you just die. I mean, honestly, this is wrong because Mordekaiser is there and you don't have your teammates here with you, you know?
Yeah, Philios is in base.
Aphelios was in base, he's your other, like, actual fed person, right? Him and Shyvana. Nice. Soraka is actually really useful on her current item. I think she's going Luden's Echo. I have no idea why, but, you know, whatever.
Fucking Riven's just a meat shield.
Riven is just, yeah, DDR, I guess.
A CC meat shield. She's Zanya's right as soon as I come over, and I W the wrong way.
You W'd the wrong way, yeah.
Damn.
And you didn't use Tiamat.
Mechanical, dude. Oh my god, dude.
It's okay. Like, look, right now you're in silver gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect you to play these fights correctly. I expect you, if you can do 30%, 40% of the things we talk about, like, correctly, you're going to go to platinum, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about doing, like, 80%, 90% right. I'm saying do 30 to 40% of the game right. I promise you that is how many mistakes people are making on both sides, okay?
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Okay, so I'm guessing. So how is, I guess, in comparison? I know my micro needs a lot of work, but what about macro? Where my positioning? Where am I looking? Because a lot of the time in the mid game, the late game, I have no idea what to do. Like, I'm just going off of what I think I should be doing. Like, I have no idea.
So, I mean, you do have to learn it just by thinking about the game. Think about what you can do and what your opponents can do. Like, the most helpful way I can say it is, your job as a roaming mid laner. Like, let's say you're playing a champion like Talon. It's to push the side lane and then rotate up while they're dealing with the side lane. So, like,
I did that a couple of times in this game, I think.
Yeah, you did it a couple of times, and a couple of times you didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, here. Well, your team is just doing Baron, so you can't really. But in a different instance, like pushing top or bottom and then rotating over, so they're answering it. You guys fight a 4v5, let's say. That's a lot better than fighting an outright 5v5, you know?
Right.
Riven actually, in her defense, does get a great knock-up there. Yeah, I don't think she does the combo correctly anyway, but it's a good knock-up.
I think that was just a good engage by me too, right? I think.
Yeah, it was good. You went in, I do think, I'm pretty sure Warwick had ult. I don't know why he didn't ult you, but, you know.
This is why I ping off. I'm like, yep, we got the tower. That's all we need.
Yeah, you can't actually. You should take top inhib.
And back.
Mm-hmm. The current state of the game, Baron is almost always just game.
That's the cancellation.
Most games don't go to, like, that late, you know?
Right. But a lot of, like, I've gotten better to the point to where I understand how to abuse people's mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's getting me to to where I am at the moment is abusing the fact that people don't respect you. They don't look at their mini map. They don't look at items.
Yeah.
They don't care about their positioning. They don't care about item advantages, CS advantages. And I'm starting to, because I've been watching a lot of like high elo players.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, you're
going to their
doing well. Like, look, you have 30 vision score in this game, right? Cassidy has 15. You gave a few shutdowns randomly, but honestly, like, if you look at your match history, you are playing, like, kind of like a Smurf is in this elo, you know?
Yeah.
The problem is there is mistakes too, but you're playing well. You're just not playing, like, quite 1v5 level.
Oh, okay. So I'm getting there, but I'm not there.
Yeah, you're like getting there. As you climb, you'll find that as the mistakes decrease, right? As you go up in gold, as you go up in platinum, etc., it gets harder and harder to make these mistakes and still find yourself hard carrying, you know?
Right, definitely.
And then once you get to a certain point, you're in Master, Grandmaster, etc., then you make a mistake and you're like, oh, maybe I just lost the game off this one mistake.
Yeah, because, okay, so I have a friend that let me play on this diamond account.
Mm-hmm.
Like the account that I played on, I was the Akali, by the way.
Yeah.
I was at Akali in Clash. That diamond account, I still have it. He gave it to me. It's mine. I played on it, and I actually was able to carry some games because I noticed when you're in diamond, even though it's toxic as fuck, and the people still aren't really all that good, when you get a lead, you get a fucking lead, and your team actually has somewhat of an idea of how to play around you.
Yeah.
And it's so endearing. Like, it's so great when they play around you and you win. I was like, holy shit.
So the weird thing is the least improved thing as you climb is people's ability to lane. I can tell you honestly, in Master Tier and Grandmaster, people still don't understand how to do wave manipulation properly. People still don't understand, like, some of the stuff about vision denial, some of the stuff about vision control. They know more, but they don't understand it fully, you know?
Yeah.
At no point is anyone playing perfectly, especially being NA is a bit weaker than some of the other major regions. What I'm trying to get at is, as you improve in the game, you start seeing more and more mistakes being made, but there's no point that you're going to have no mistakes, you know?
Oh yeah,
and
you're gonna
even
make
if you like play on a friend's account in Diamond, you can maybe win some games, like especially when you're playing things like Akali, Talon that have non-traditional laning phase.
Yeah, I played Akali. I think I carried one game. I was like 16-2 and beat like high D4. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like I solo killed my mid laner like 3 times and just snowballed the game. I was like, in Diamond? Did I just do this in Diamond? What the fuck?
Yeah, so there's two things about that, where right now the current state of the game is so much less about individual, like, knowledge of the lane, that a lot of people climb off of just doing, like, a couple things right and doing a lot of other things wrong. They have very unbalanced skill sets, right?
Yeah, I think
some people might climb off of one champion, they might climb off of one... How do I put it? Like, one specific idea of the game. Like, they only roam, or they only, I don't know, play Jace and they play super aggressive in lane and they're just smashing every lane, right?
Yeah, I honestly think that now that you say that, I think once you get up to like Diamond 1, Diamond 2, I think to get any further than that into like your elo, I think you pretty much just have to be like you have to be well rounded in pretty much everything for you to climb up to Challenger, right?
I don't want to say you don't need to be well-rounded, because you do, but I do want to say that one tricks exist in Challenger. It's not that you have to understand the entire game to get Challenger, it's just that you either have to understand some niche of the game incredibly, incredibly well, or you have to be well-rounded, right?
Right.
Some people might be very good at always denying their opponent's plays, preventing them from ever finding a lead, you know?
You're expanding my mind right now. I like it.
So
Because like I've never thought about any of this shit ever. Because I've never had like a glimpse Like none
Yeah,
of my coaches
so
ever gave me a glimpse into their elo, like Master Challenger.
like there are games where a challenger player just ints. I'm gonna be honest with you. Those happen. Those happen a lot. I mean, I'm sure you've watched streams.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Like
LL Style
I
and
myself, I have like a 13 death said game in my match history. And honestly, like maybe 5 of those deaths were necessary, and the rest of them are just me like, being like, "Oh, I don't care anymore." That's a terrible attitude to have, but it happens, you know.
I've done it before too. Yeah,
Everyone has
definitely.
done that sort of thing. Not that challenger players are perfect, that they're remotely even close to it, right? It's just to a challenger player, to a grandmaster player, to a master player, the mistakes that the people under them make are so obvious and so glaring that they just see it constantly. They see all these errors that they can exploit, but they don't see their own errors as clear. So, like to a pro player, most challenger players look like they suck, you know?
Yeah.
And it keeps going like that. It's a ladder effect.
I'm like, wait, how does a pro player that's in top challenger says that somebody in top challenger sucks? What?
I mean, a lot of them do.
It's like if you think that guy sucks, look at me. Like, what
I
do you
mean,
call
you
me then?
know, Double Lift, for example, saying all the other AD carries are trash. And, like, yeah, maybe he doesn't actually believe it. But a few years ago, like, it kind of was true. He was the only one that was even decent in NA. Okay, imagine you're G2. Imagine you're that team, and then you look at the bottom team in the league. What do you say about the bottom team that has no chance of beating you? You
Trash.
say these guys are really good, they're all challenger players, and they're a worthy opponent, or do you say they've never beaten us and they can't ever win a scrim against us?
They've never beaten us.
So they suck in
They suck.
comparison, right?
Yes, yes.
And these are challenger players you're talking about. These are pro players. These are better than challenger players.
So there's even a level beyond challenger.
The
Like
pro level
speaking
is
metaphorically.
significantly higher than the challenger level because it's way
So
more well-rounded and it understands the macro of the game much higher.
so even above challenger into pro play, there's even more.
There's a bigger
There's
gap, yeah. It's not a mechanical gap though, it's a macro gap.
so they understand things that
They might
we.
not understand individual things for solo queue though, because solo queue and pro play are very different games. You
Oh,
know,
true, very true.
in pro play you're in call with all 5 people, right? You're talking in constant communication with everyone. It's very different when you can talk with everyone. You can tell them, "Oh, I'm rotating here. Oh, I'm coming here. Oh, we know this guy's on this side of the map," right?
Right.
You're all talking about the way the game is going. That's very different from sitting in a game and having no communication with your teammates other than ping slits or message you type, but that's very slow. Where like a challenger game could look like a pro game in some games if all of the players are relatively even in skill, but there's big discrepancies in skills of certain players to others, even among challenger. The roaming playstyle, it works to an extent because you're abusing mistakes, but actually right now in this meta, farming style is likely a bit stronger. Just it's not stronger in low elo.
Yeah, that's why like I've gotten coaching in this elo, and people tell me to, they tell me not to play like I am, but I feel like I only win when I play like I am playing. So like, and then I could get a coaching again, and they wonder why I'm not listening, and I'm like, well, I can't. You're the only first coach that I've actually come out to and just said, hey, I can't play like that in this elo. Like I know you guys are Grandmaster Challenger, but at the same time, I've been in this elo for forever. Like I started off bronze, I made it to silver. Last season, I made it to gold. Like I've only been playing like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
This last season, I made it to my peak was platform. But I've been in platform before, and I've been Heartstart Gold 1 ever since.
Yeah.
Because I think at this point I have to transition into because the reason I'm falling down is because I'm playing way too safe. I'm not looking to punish people's mistakes because they tell me, well, freeze the lane here and just freeze the lane, and I'm just like, well, why would I freeze the lane when I can push the lane, go kill his enemy jungler because I know they're bad because they're in this elo, and then come back, get my farm, roam bot lane, kill them because they don't have mini maps, and their enemy mid laners arguing with their jungler right now because he's wondering why he didn't follow me.
Yeah.
And then like it's so much better to play that way because people in this elo are emotionally unstable.
I mean, actually, people in every elo are emotionally unstable, though. Just to say, like, even in the highest echelon of play, People get very attached to the game. People don't like admitting that.
I'll admit it in a second. Like I'm that player. Like if I fuck up, I'll admit it. Like I don't care.
But different people have different mentalities. You understand that?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, like they don't like to admit when they fuck up. And
Yeah,
when
like
they do fuck up.
The majority of people don't like admitting a mistake. So if someone says, "Why didn't you follow your laner?" they're going to say, "Why did you int my laner? I have a farm lead."
And you can use that to your advantage because now your jungler's tilted.
Yeah, now their jungler's tilted, the mid is tilted, and well, they're both playing suboptimally, right?
So like I've started to learn that like 80% of this game is mentality. Like you can fuck with people.
Mental is more important in this game than mechanics in the current state of the game. The tower plates accelerating gold, the dragons being in ending condition earlier in the game than you might have been able to end beforehand, right?
Right.
Where like it used to be that if someone had perfect farm the whole game, 30 minutes in, they're going to 1v5 the game in team fights because, you know, they have a 3-level lead on everyone else in the game, right?
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? This guy didn't do anything. How the fuck is he so strong?
You can still do that. The solo lane XP is actually very high. You get more XP than you used to, but you do get a bit less gold than you used to from the farm. So as long as your opponent that's roaming doesn't give you a shutdown, fine. But the second they get that perfect farm and they get a shutdown on someone that's roaming, that's what I was trying to get at, like about the shutdowns earlier, right?
Oh, so if that, let's say that Caston is perfect farming, he's already
if he's perfect
lane,
farming, like at 10 minutes, right? I think it was somewhere around here, right? Before this death, right? He has 91 CS at 10 minutes, right? Imagine he had 110.
And so, then I gave him a 300 gold.
Imagine he had 200 more gold, so he's even in gold with you, right? Because he has perfect farm, you have 3 kills from roaming, right?
Yeah.
Well, then he would have 3,900 gold right now. You have 3,900 gold, but you have a 300 gold shutdown, right?
Right.
Imagine you went mid and you gave him a shutdown. He gets 600 gold from this. He gets another wave denied, right?
Right.
Suddenly, off that one death from you, you lost your entire lead, and now he's actually ahead of you around 700, 800 gold, even though he's just sat in lane all game and you've roamed multiple times.
So this is why people have been complaining about the shutdowns.
This is why people complain about the shutdown system, because it currently benefits people that farm in lane a lot more than it benefits people that roam.
So, let's say I can roam and get 6 kills. Like, I have an 800 gold bounty. This guy's been farming all game. He comes in the lane. I take a bad fight. He kills me. Boom. GG, game's over. This guy's
GG, he's now ahead 1,000 gold. Don't get me wrong. Like, someone's up 1,000 gold on you. It's a problem. It's like a blasting wand. It's like a vamp scepter. It's like a pickaxe. That's not GG. That's just like, it sucks, right?
Yeah, I've never thought about it.
It sucks for you, but that's not GG. It's just like, oh, he's ahead of me now, and that's scary, right?
Yeah. Like, hold on a second. I gotta light a cigarette. You fucking me up right now fast. Wait.
Yeah, no problem.
You're fucking me up. Wait. I gotta take a breather, dude. Like, there's a lot of shit that I've never understood. I've always asked these questions, but I've never understood. And no coaches who took the time to explain this simple shit. And now that you're explaining it, it's fucking me up because it explains so much in this game that, like, leads that I throw like this. This was so stupid.
Yeah, and like, when you look at it, when you really like stop to think about it, it's not that it's not complicated, honestly. It's not like it's not calculus. It's not like, oh, a challenger player, a master player, a diamond player, whatever. It's not that they're doing something insanely difficult. They're just playing the game intelligently, you know?
Yeah, they're understanding it at a deeper level than just, I'm just going to go in lane and basically doing what I was doing, just going in lane thinking that I'm just going to kill my enemy laner. No, that's your
yeah, like killing your enemy laner, that's great. Roaming, that's great. Just, there's a balance and there's decisions you have to take. As long as you don't make those bad decisions, it's fine.
Elevate your thinking, basically.
Yeah, it's like, do intelligent decisions, don't just make
that
decisions.
Flash was stupid. I didn't need the flash there. Like, now that, like, I'm starting to understand a lot of shit. Like, I knew Cassidy still had flash because he hasn't used it. I haven't been in lane. Mm-hmm. Why would I do that? I just basically burned a very important flash on our team now.
So, here's the thing right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do this flash. What does this give you? You trade your flash for Cassidy's flash, right?
Right.
Whose flash is more important? Talon's flash or Cassidy's flash?
My flash.
Yes. Why? Because Cassidy has pretty much a flash key on his R, and you want to roam. If you want to roam, your flash is important sometimes to get off a roam properly. if he's just sitting in lane, why do you care about his flash unless you're planning to kill him?
It's useless. His flash is useless to us right now. There's no point
Right
in trading
now,
his
yeah,
flash.
if you're not going for kills on mid lane, the flash, you just gave up a flash that you can use to roam, while he gave up a flash that he's going to be farming with anyway, right? He's not looking at the map.
He's not caring. He's not pinging. He's tilted.
Yeah, exactly.
My brain, dude.